I'm a 19-year-old woman, and this story starts when I was 6, though I didn't understand the full picture until much later. My mom died in a car crash. Instant, no hospital, no goodbye. There was no father in the picture, and no one from my dad's side ever came forward. My mom had one sibling, my Aunt Lenora, who ended up taking me in. I was told she stepped up so I wouldn't go into foster care. At the time, I thought she was saving me. She signed the paperwork, let me move into her house, and I guess that was that. Everyone made it sound like some touching family reunion, but I remember the first night I stayed there. She put me in a laundry room. No bed, just a mattress on the floor next to a stack of detergent bottles and a boiler that made hissing sounds all night. She said it was just for now. That just for now lasted 12 years. Lenora had 3 kids of her own, 1 older than me, 2 younger. Their bedrooms had beds with headboards and night lights and bookshelves. Mine had mildew and a draft. I wasn't allowed to walk into the living room unless I was cleaning it. Same with the kitchen. If I was in there without a broom or dish sponge in hand, I got yelled at. They didn't say I wasn't family, but everything they did made it obvious. When I was about 7, a social worker used to visit every month. I remember the difference. Lenora would comb my hair, put me in clean clothes, smile like we were best friends. The house would be spotless. Her voice would change, soft, patient, sugary sweet. Once the social worker left, the whole act dropped. Back to chores, silence, cold dinners. After about 2 years, those visits stopped. That's when it got worse. I was never allowed to eat meals with them. I'd stand in the hallway and wait. When they were done, I'd scrape together what was left. Sometimes it was crusts or half-eaten bits of food. If they ordered out, I was told to just make something simple. If there was no leftovers, I didn't eat. On birthdays, my cousins had balloons and cakes and new phones. I got a $5 t-shirt from Walmart every single year. Same gift, different color, still had the price tag on it. By the time I was 10, I had to do all the deep cleaning, scrubbing baseboards, cleaning out gutters, even resealing the garage floor once. If I didn't finish something, she'd lock up the food cabinet until the job's done. No one called it abuse. Everyone saw her as the aunt who took in her dead sister's kid. No one asked questions. At school, I'd be exhausted. One teacher asked Lenora about it during a parent conference. I found out because I had to deep clean the entire house with a toothbrush the next day. At 13, I babysat a neighbor's kids, sometimes in tutor classmate, after school. I secretly opened a bank account using my school ID and started saving what little money I could. I didn't spend a cent. Just tucked it away. At 14, something clicked. I overheard her bragging on the phone about her tax breaks and extra support since she took in a child. I asked my school counselor how adoption assistance worked, pretending it was for a project. Turns out, adoptive parents get a monthly check, food support, and other benefits until the kid turns 18. She was cashing in on me. That was the moment I stopped calling her Aunt Lenora in my head. From that point, I started keeping records. Everything. Screenshots of texts where she'd threatened to withhold meals, photos of my chore lists, voice memos where she'd say things like, "You're not my real kid, don't forget that." Even medical records from a clinic that once noted underweight concerns and possible signs of neglect. I didn't know what I'd do with it all yet, but I knew I had to have proof. It wasn't enough to escape, I wanted her exposed. Her youngest daughter, Lainey, was 10 when things started shifting. Lainey started getting the same treatment I had. Her older siblings were out of the house by then, and suddenly Lenora had a new problem child to control. She'd yell at her over tiny things, cut meals short, leave her alone for hours with strict rules on what not to touch or eat. Lainey once snuck me a drawing she made of herself crying in the laundry room. That was it. I knew I had to do something, not just for me, but for her too.